Thank you for tuning in. Today is kegging and bottling day, and I haven't bottled for a very, very long time. Usually I do about 100 or so bottles for a 50 litre batch, but now that I've got the kegs, well, most of it's going in the kegs, so I'll only need to do about 20 bottles. I probably won't quite need 20 in fairness. So what I've already done, I've sterilised half of the bottles already. Forgive the sound of the yeast starter that's still spinning over there. I'm going to stop that fairly soon. In fact, I want to turn that off because I'm going to start another yeast starter once I've done the kegging and bottling. So I've done 10 already. Just going to move on and sterilise the last 10. I read online it's very difficult to get Starsan at the moment. Luckily I've stocked up the 2 bottles of it, so I'm good for a few years on Starsan. There we go, it's properly foaming now. I have to say, I do like this little contraption. It does make sterilising bottles a lot easier. But I'm not going to sterilise all of them and make you watch because, let's face it, bottling's boring enough as it is, let alone watching somebody else do it. So, yeah, I'll just get that done while you're not here. Okay, all sterilised. I did mention in one of my previous videos that I bought some brewing sugar recently, and I haven't had to buy brewing sugar for quite a long time. I paid £8.80 for a kilo of brewing sugar. It's £2.50 a kilo in Wilkinson's. But I think there's a lot of people, I've seen online, a lot of people have jumped back on the brewing game now that they've got nothing to do during the lockdown. So thank you bastards for making this expensive for me. This feels so alien to me. I've got used to the ease of kegging. But it just seems silly to waste beer, especially at a time when you're drinking more than you usually would. So, I've got my little bowl. Just a heaped half teaspoon mix going in. I think the spoon's still a bit damp from sanitising. I don't honestly know why I bothered sanitising the spoon and the funnel. Got the funnel all dry, but the spoon's still a bit damp. Never mind. Oh, I do not miss this about bottling at all. And I know people use carbonation drops, right? I don't like them. Because one carbonation drop isn't enough for a 500ml bottle. And 2 is too much. And I am sorry, I do not enjoy the process of having to chop effectively what are boiled sweets in half. So forget that for the price of chips. Well, and you don't need to watch me do anymore because I'm running out of things to say about it. It's so boring. So 20 crown caps going into sterilise. Right then. And we are kegging! Okay, well, it's set up. First bottle's done. Leaked a bit of Starsan through. Rested it in the bottle and it leaked it out, so I had to pour it out. So that first bottle is probably going to be quite flat because I've rinsed away all the brewing sugar. But never mind. I think this will be a good time just to show you the colour of this beer. Okay, now obviously this is the bottom of the fermenter, so it's got quite a bit of sediment in there. Alright. I think you'll agree, a classic pale malt colour really. Now then. Do you know what? It's got like a tropical, pineapple-y, mango kind of smell, and that's all down to the Citra. Citra dry hop. In fact, I think what I should do is just get my tasting notes, my brewing notes, because that will tell me exactly what. And just like that, it's like magic, isn't it? So, so this beer, so I used 40 grams of Citra to dry hop for pretty much 3 days. And that was after a week or so of it being in the fermenter. But actually to go back over, I used 100 grams of Fuggles to start with to bitter it. And then 10 minutes from the end I used 40 grams of Citra. And they both have the same thing in it. It's just that they're dry hopped and use different yeast. The yeast I used in this one was the Bedford British Ale yeast. Now I've got 2 starters from that in the fridge. And I'll be using that one again because I tasted that one earlier and it's Covid-20, and Covid-19 tastes better than Covid-20. Maybe it's because even before I dry hopped it, I tasted it after secondary, and yeah, Covid-19 was better. It was cleaner, it was hoppier, it was just more pronounced, whereas Covid-20 wasn't that great. Now I tasted it earlier, oops, and I'm going to have a taste of this. Alright, it's a bit cloudy, but I don't care. It does smell bloody wonderful, I have to say, it smells fantastic. Definitely needs carbonation, but it's got a very British bitterness behind it. It's a proper British pale ale. So yeah, I'm impressed. I can't wait for that to be ready. Hopefully in about a week's time, because it's been in buckets for 3 weeks. So a week carbonated in the keg, and it should be ready to drink. And look, this is what it is. It's lockdown fodder beer. So so yeah, so that's that. Just need to move on to get these ones capped and move on to Covid-20. Now I've definitely put 19 litres into this one. Okay. Now it did take me a little bit of time to get used to putting a keg lid, do you call it, in. But I've got kind of used to it now, and how to make sure it seals properly. I'm quite happy with that. Purging then. Okay, nice and simple. We've got this set at quite a high PSI. Just want to make sure that lid seals. Spot on. Why are you so obsessed with the kegs, Gizmo? You've come in from the other room to do this. Right, no oxygen in there now. Right, 10 bottles to go, and then cleaning. Okay, I got some serious sediment kick up there, because I was tilting the fermenter, and it slipped. Bastard! Never mind. So, as you can see, I'm probably not going to be drinking that, because there's a fucking lot of sediment in there. Bucket just slipped from underneath me, and mixed it all up. Oh well. But I can still smell it. That's the point of this exercise. So it's a bit more of a straw smell. This one had 50 grams of Fuggles dry hopped into it. A little bit of malt, bit of straw. ever so slight smell of yeast in there, but I think that it's either possibly because I've just kicked up a load of the sediment in the bottom, or I mean this is WLP 005 British ale yeast, and I have to say, of the two yeasts that I've used, I'll definitely use the Bedford British ale yeast again. This one, do you know what, actually this one I think would go better in a darker ale. So I might do a dark, it's coming up to summer, I'm not going to do a dark ale for a while, but I could wait until like August time, August, September time, make a dark ale with that, and that would work quite well. Oh man, there's so much sediment in there, I don't really want to take a sip out of it. Focus in on that. Look at that. Oh well, I've got to do it for the channel. It's quite grassy. It's very similar bittering, obviously, and it would be very similar taste to Covid-19. But the biggest thing is obviously the aroma makes a big difference to the taste. You've actually got smell receptors on the back of your tongue, and when you do take a drink, you do take a breath in, and you can smell that, and that smell lends a lot to the flavour. And there's also as well, there's a cheese called Bishop's Stinking Bishop it's called, and I saw that on TV. Now I've tried it, I don't like it because they use the same bacteria that gives people sweaty smelly feet, and it really is quite a pungent cheese. But if you block off people's noses so they can't smell it, they don't think it's as nice as when they can smell it. So the smell's rancid but the taste is fantastic. Now, I thought it was rank in both situations, but it isn't. Having a decent aroma on a beer does lend quite a lot to the overall taste of it, I think. So, look, I'm not saying that's a bad beer at all. I mean, this particular glass is. I mean, if I got served that in a pub, then I would complain. But it was a very clean pale ale. And do you know what? Especially when the sun's out and I'm sitting on the garden, I think that's possibly why I like things like Pilsners and wheat beers in the summer, because they've got a lighter body and they're a bit more refreshing. And alright, it wasn't supposed to come out this light bodied. It was supposed to come out at 1012, I think. Have I put my brewing book? Hang on. The expected final gravity was, I didn't make a note of that, but it's supposed to come out at 4.9% anyway, and oh yeah, 1013 it should have come out at, which would have given me 4.9%. Well, I'll take 5.4, especially seeing as how it's in lockdown. It's not like I'm trying to watch my alcohol content. It's not like I've got to get up for work the next day at 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, overall I am very happy with that. So in about a week's time I'll be able to taste them both, and I can do a bit of a side by side, and then in a couple of weeks, maybe more, I can get the bottled ones out and compare them with the kegs as well. But other than that, it's been a fairly successful day. I am getting a little bit concerned about that yeast starter. I'm not sure if it's worked or not, to be honest, but we'll try it. We'll have a look at it and just make sure, put it in a jar. Just want to say thank you for watching. Catch me next time. I'm sure I'll have something to update you on in the next few days, because well, it's brew day on Saturday, so I shall do a montage and see how you find that. But other than that, thanks very much for watching, and catch you again soon. Take care and bye bye.